Welcome to my channel. This is JC Rock and Metal Reviews. My name is John, and today I have a new album review for you. It is by the Resurrection Kings. The name of the album is Skygazer. But before I begin, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. So this is their second album. This is kind of a super group, I guess you can call them that. It is comprised of members of a lot of like different hard rock and metal bands from the 80s. So let me just talk about that first of all. So on guitar we have Craig Goldy. He was a member of the Dio band. I think his first album was from the 1987 album, and then he was on some of their other albums in like the 2000s. So he is on guitar. He's also played for David Lee Roth. We have Chaz West. He was the vocalist for that band Bonham. You know, John Bonham's son, Jason Bonham. He had like this hard rock, almost like a hair metal band in the late 80s. And Chaz West was the vocalist for that band. So on bass we have Shawn Mcnabb. He was from Lynch Mob, Dokken, and Quiet Riot. So, you know, he has a really great hard rock and metal resume. And on drums, Vinny Appice, or Appice, I'm not really sure which way they pronounce it, but he was in Dio and Black Sabbath. He was in, you know, the early Dio albums, played drums. He was on, played drums in Mob Rule, so he is just a legendary drummer. So all these guys came together and they released their self-titled album in 2016. And this is their second album, so it came out just now, recently in 2021. Has this like 80s hard rock style, almost metal, you know, it is reminiscent of many of the bands that I just mentioned, but also think of bands like Whitesnake, Deep Purple, maybe like that Joe Lynn Turner Rainbow era, you know, that type of like hard rock, arena rock. So this is a pretty good album. I'm going to go through the songs now. So the first song is called Skygazer. It is the title track. It does have this nice like hard rock sound. The vocals sound really good. You know, vocally, there's a lot of reminiscent of a lot of those bands I mentioned. I do hear a little bit of like a David Coverdale influence. But the vocals are very good, very emotional, very powerful. The drums sound very good. There are some kind of keyboards in the mix. Even though it is more of like a hard rock and almost a metal band, they do have like keyboards to kind of add that little extra layer of sound. The next song is called World's on Fire. This one has a little more of a classic like heavy metal sound. You hear it in the guitar riff. And maybe it sounds a little bit like early Dio, but it is like a hard rock. It's, you know, the chorus is very memorable. It's just one of those like arena rock songs. And all these songs really have really great guitar solos. So the third track is called Tears. This is another one with like a classic heavy metal sound. Really kind of like a heavier riff than the other one. It still retains that same like hard rock, arena rock sound. But these songs do have like memorable choruses. So next song, Fight Against Our Pride. This one is a little heavier, a little chunkier in that like thick intro riff, a little bit of a classic metal sound. This one is a little faster paced. Kind of reminded me a little of like Judas Priest or Dio, kind of like from the like early 80s years, that type. And really great song. It has like a melodic guitar solo on it. Next song is called Angry Demons. They kind of start to slow it down a little bit. Goes into some like ballad territory. It's not really a full blown ballad, but you know, it starts to go into that territory. It does have that like synth sound, kind of more of a like very like big like epic sound. So that's a really good song. Song number 6 is called Savior of Souls. This is another one. They do slow it down a little bit. It's not really a full ballad. I keep messing up that word. But it does have that like hard rock sound, or like an arena rock sound. The song does have a really great guitar solo. Like pretty much all the songs have a really great like fast and heavy and shredding solo. So this one has that as well. Now track number 7, this is when they slow it down. Don't Blame Our Love. This is just straightforward 80s power ballad, you know, something that you would hear in like the year 1989. And it just has, starts out with, you know, like a melodic, like lead guitar riff. The vocals are really powerful, filled with emotion. Has a lot of melodic guitar solo. There's piano in the verse section, and the song ends with like a piano just to like end out the song. So from this point on, the songs will get maybe like a little softer. Let me talk about them. So song number 8 is called "Is This the End?" So the intro riff is a little heavier, a little crunchier, but it still retains that like melodic, like 80s hard rock sound. That's a good one. Track number 9 is called "Troubled Soul." This one does have like a little more of like a classic metal sound, but it's a little more of that like bluesy hard rock. I'm thinking of a band like Whitesnake or Deep Purple. It does have that type of sound, but I really like the guitar riff in this one. The riff really does stand out, and it is like a memorable riff. Song number 10, "Set Me on Fire." This one kind of has a little bit of like a futuristic sound. I think it gets like a little like proggy at this point. But again, it's that still same, that like bluesy hard rock, that like late 80s. I'm thinking Whitesnake again. Just that sound has like the keyboards, just has a really like big, like a full sound. So like, and the last song is called "Calling All Angels," and this is another one of the songs that just like screams the 80s. It's just straightforward 80s hard rock, like Sammy Hagar era, Van Halen, that type of like arena rock. The vocals are really powerful in this, and you know, it has these like these choruses that you just remember, they're very memorable. And it has some keyboards. They do get like a little proggy here and there again. And that's it, 11 songs. So the album, it's about like 40-45 minutes. It's really good. I think if you're a fan of that like 80s rock, like I said in the beginning, bands like Whitesnake, Deep Purple, Rainbow, I'm thinking like the 80s Rainbow, those bands. So I think this is a decent album. You know, it's not really like, it's something we've like heard before. It is similar to other albums that have come out this year, but I think the songs are strong. So it's not really a super, like, I'm not saying like it's an awesome album, but I will give it like an 8 out of 10. I think it's just a decent album all the way through. So if you do like that type of music and that type of style, I do recommend you check it out and, you know, maybe pick it up. And that is it for my review. I kept this one a little shorter today. I have another collab video with Brian from AYBO Maine tomorrow, so I'll have that one out tomorrow morning. And if I have time, I might do another new release. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Check out my in-video links. I'll put a couple more videos right over there. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.